Hey guys.
Right. All right, we'll go ahead and get started. Just so everybody knows, I am recording the product portion of this call just so we have it. I know there's several people that aren't able to join that like to watch the recording, so we're going to record it and post it on the YouTube. Um, just a reminder as we start that we're gonna this call is going to be about product and not DAO stuff. We'll talk about the DAO afterwards. So if anybody has any Q&A or questions about the DAO, we'll go over that afterwards. Um, from the product side, I know testnet we're we're definitely in the thick of it right now. So majority of this is going to be testnet questions and answers. I'll let Tuesdays and Russ start going through the items on here, and this looks like the first question is the Dan, your and Justin's thoughts about the first 2 weeks of testnet. You know, anything what do you, we think is working, what's not, anything that you can see the DAO help support.
Hey, yeah, I mean, I think it's been good. I see questions coming into the testnet channels, and most people get answers pretty quickly. People experimenting with stuff. Seems like we got a good listing of the known issues, getting announcements out as we change things. So, uh, no complaints from my side. I think we just, yeah, gonna keep going with it and see how it goes as people uh, really start playing with the app.
Okay. Anything that you see that we could help more, the DAO could help you guys with? I know the next question is about bug tracking and issuing. Um, probably bleeds into that.
Yeah, I don't have anything specific to request. I think it's been good.
Okay. Tuesdays, you want to touch about the bug issue tracking?
Sure. So there's been a few other suggestions, and I just want to make sure that we're still uh, doing what the product team would like. Uh, is that bug tracking channel good? Is that response good, or do you want to handle it any other way?
I think it's good so far. It's pretty easy to browse through and see what the issues are. It's easy to post if there's a resolution or a fix in there. And yeah, there's definitely a few in there that I wouldn't want in our GitHub issues list as they're redundant or like not actual issues. So yeah, I'll probably just set up a process to like trawl through there once a week or so and collect anything that looks like a relevant issue or we want to work on into our GitHub, and I'll post something in there to say here's the status for these issues. But I think it's been good so far. Unless the volume like really picks up and becomes overwhelming that we need some other tool, I think this works well so far.
Okay. And I can try to go through the GitHub issues and actually reply to people when I see that a PR has been issued or something like that.
Okay, yeah. I mean, I'll keep chiming in there when I know that there is an issue being worked on, or if there's something that we're distinctly going to not fix, or something like that,
Gotcha.
so that there's some communication going out to the people testing, keep things as clear as possible.
Okay. Um, let's see. I guess the next one here is we're talking about a few different bugs. It looks like the redeem issue where it fails to redeem. Um, that was fixed, I think, on Thursday. Is that correct?
Yeah, I believe that's right. Fix for that one on Thursday.
Okay, I did verify that one. It is working for Windows. I'd like to get somebody to just verify on Mac, even though it probably shouldn't change anything. It still would make me feel better. So yeah, if anybody in the call wants to do a redeem with me after the call or something, just to verify, that'd be great. Let's see, testnet mining. What is the estimated time? Do we think that'll be added to the UI?
I expect that'll be Monday or Tuesday.
Okay.
That one's getting wrapped up. Just the front end needs to be married to the back end and a couple little fixes in, and then it should be ready.
$822,
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah. It just took me a second to figure out what Monday was. Okay. So I think we lost our place here. Were we aiming for doing a 2 or 3 month long test net?
Within the official press release that I wrote up, it had a 60-day period, which was what Mickey had informed me. The math if I'm not mistaken, it boils down to if the official date was the 3rd, then it's on October 6th.
Okay. So roughly 2 months. I
Yes.
think we have
60.
a few places that say 3 months and a few places that say 2. So we'll go ahead and correct that.
Going with the 2 month. Yeah.
Yep.
I would ask Dan, do you think that's enough time?
Yeah, I think 2 months should be enough time. I guess the only thing that I would be concerned about there is just for like to ship out all the existing orders. But yeah, I guess it depends on how many of those really trickle in. I think 2 months is fine for a total amount of testing period from perspective of the feedback we need to gather as a dev team.
Have we sold out of testnet kits, or do we have any left?
There are some left. I'm filling another dozen or so today, but I think there's still a good amount left at the moment.
Okay, cool.
We could push a message about, supplies being limited to try to get those last packages picked up. If that would be something you want, or do you want to just kind of let it play out itself?
Let it play out. I think. Sorry.
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead, Rick.
No, dude, I was gonna say that it's probably better to just let it play out. And there's a specific crowd out there I haven't really reached out to, which I should have. I just haven't gotten around to it. I am taking a note though that I will do so after the call.
Yeah, we have this as a question further down on the agenda, but yeah, usually any tweets that we send out, we're like, there's limited supplies, so.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. We've kind of gone to the well already there.
Yeah, I say
Yeah, it wouldn't be tweets though. I actually have to hop onto something else. Just don't. Yeah, it's. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, I think in general, keep trying to sell kits. We've got a lot more supply to get through, and we want to get out as many of these as possible.
Okay, so got just gonna do some rapid fire questions on issues that have come up and whether or not we should expect there to be a change in the relatively near future. The refresh loop when trying to unlock a card. What are we thinking on that one?
Not exactly familiar with this one. What's the issue here?
When you get to this screen and you try to unlock, it goes there and then refreshes, and then sometimes it'll kick you back to the this screen again.
Huh. Okay. Yeah, haven't seen that one yet. We'll need further investigation.
Okay, and maybe it fixed with the new update. I don't know. I'll play around with it some more.
Dan, one question just in general on capturing some of these bugs and issues. Screenshots obviously helpful, but would like video screen captures be helpful to see like the process? Would that be a good thing that we could start adding for you guys to kind of like, instead of you having to go navigate and recreate it just to show you the steps instead of a verbal?
Yeah, screen capture would definitely be helpful. The more information, the better. I think it's easier for us to reproduce and detect it, and it definitely saves us time.
Okay. Yeah, definitely. make a note of that.
Wrong chain displayed when sending an asset.
I think I've seen the description of that one. Like when it gets sent back and forth, it appears as the wrong chain on the recipient.
I mean, it looks like. Hey, Derek, your mic is transmitting a whole bunch of stuff. Just so you know. So this one, I have a Binance testnet, and it looks like everything for send is just Ropstein. So I think it might just be
Okay.
hard coded there.
Yeah, that's a bug of some kind.
Okay.
We'll look into that one.
Hey, is anybody concerned with? Because I've been reading about how Coinbase with Ethereum, with the merge coming up, they're going to freeze or hold ETH deposits for a certain amount of time. There's rumors of that. I don't know if that's going to happen, but
Dude, don't sidetrack.
okay,
Please.
all right, I'll stay on point. That's just a concern I've been thinking about with our testnet, if that's going to foul us up, or if we know that time frame or when that might happen. I think mid-September is what they were saying for ETH2 as a soft target. We know how that goes, but
It shouldn't affect our testnet, but
okay.
500 error when sending Phonon. So it I would have to find the screenshot. But when you try to send it, some people are having an issue where they get a 500 error from their localhost file. I think there's actually a error log in the bug chat for it, but didn't know if you guys had anything for that.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Oh, go ahead if you got.
I was going to say there's a handful of things that can go wrong to cause that. It's going to be best so we can diagnose it by looking at the logs. So
Okay.
So they get in a recreatable state. If they can just run it in the terminal and then get the logs when that happens.
Yeah, I guess that would be a good piece of data for us to collect, actually. We've got the logs filed by reward address, so if people are willing to share that with their bug report, that would help us actually dig directly into their logs and look at what they've been getting.
And just so that like I'm on the same page of what to ask for, is that the apdu.log or
no?
No, so
needs to stop showing up. We've made a mistake if that's still coming up.
Yeah, that's that's sort of a debugging tool for us. It won't really be helpful in this case. If we're talking about the logs that are getting written to the backend by the telemetry key that gets set up at the beginning of registration. Basically, it's tied to the reward address they used at registration, and we can go look at all of the logs of the sessions in there. So it'd be the ETH address they used to sign up with the registration service.
Okay, so you would just need their ETH address.
That's right, and then we could go take a look at those logs if they want to give us, the time frame, I guess, when they experience the error and the reward address in addition to the bug report. That would make it pretty straightforward for us to go take a look at their session and see exactly what happened.
Okay, I might just start having everybody in the debug or in the logs include the ETH address they signed up with then.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
I will say that this specific issue was from logicbeach.eth. He was the one who reported it.
That makes it a lot easier, but
way to dox them.
Yeah, so I think.
Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
I was just there was a question about the telemetry keys. If there's any way to know if that successfully was submitted, so to speak, from a user standpoint, or is it just kind of follow the steps?
Yeah, once that save configuration dialog on the first one succeeds, if it allows you to save it without giving you an error, that means it's hooked up.
Okay.
That checks it at that period of time.
All right, thanks.
So I think for most of these issues, we haven't really gone to review any of these in depth because this week we've been focusing on getting these last changes in for mining and for the other one. So I think probably my answer on all of these is going to be needs more investigation, except for redeem fails to redeem, which we know we have a fix in already.
was like unable to successfully run make build OS Ubuntu. I couldn't get it to run on Ubuntu myself. I tried for like a while and it wouldn't work. So that's definitely broken.
Okay.
Oh, I can also give you some color on the invalid denomination one.
Sure.
That can probably be communicated better through the UI, but there's currently a limitation on the granularity, I guess, of the denominations you can create. Basically, you can create granularities with up to 1 byte of significant digits. So if the first three, or if the significant digits are less than 255, or they're only 2 digits, then it will work. I think some of these errors are trying to create stuff with 3 significant digits. It's not clear that you can't do that through the UI. So that's something we'll definitely communicate about better. And well, I guess, this turns out to be a significant problem. We can think about alleviating that limitation on the card in future versions. So basically anything like 0.099 or less should be fine. You can even do like 0.254, just so happens. But yeah, anything beyond that will be a problem. We'll get that invalid denomination error.
Do we not merge in the change that tells you if it's valid before you submit it yet?
I think we did. I think this is just the error that's returning from that change as people are trying to create it.
Yeah, it's before I was the one that kind of noticed that and wrote that issue up, and it's before you submit it, so it's in the phone
Yeah,
online
okay, good.
UI. Yeah,
Yeah, I was just making sure because yeah, it's just weird.
Okay, wait. So now I've confused myself here. Is there a range to what they're expecting for the digits then?
It should be less than 0.255.
It's not 0.255. It could be as long as the last 3 numbers are less than 255.
Yeah, as long as the
So it could
significant digits, anything non-zero is 255. Yeah, it'll work.
the last 3 significant digits have to be less than 255.
Yeah, so like 254,000,000 works.
Yeah, but for example, like 2054 will not work because that's 4 significant digits.
Okay. Interesting, but okay.
Is that a tech? Is that like a requirement of the process, or is it?
Currently, the way the numbers are encoded, it uses a byte to store the significant digits and then a byte to store the magnitude of those digits.
Okay.
So you end up with weird things.
It's a very efficient way to encode the denominations that are, actually very large numbers sometimes when expressed in base units of crypto. So that stores things on the cards in a compact fashion. Something we could possibly expand. It's not like a distinct limitation of the protocol. It's just an implementation detail. So if people do find that they want to create things with more significant digits than that, then we can switch that up. But we did it this way to allow for the most possible Phonon storage.
Yeah, so not really a bug, more of a.
It was a decision.
Idiosyncrasy of at least from the UI's perspective.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the UI should definitely warn you about that a little bit more clearly.
Okay. Cool. Dev team updates. Dan, that provide any development updates done the past week outside of testnet, if any?
What do you mean outside of testnet?
Yeah, I don't know. Komodo, do you know what that was aiming at?
Yeah, in the lead up to testnet, I know the other new developer, I can't remember what it's, but he was working on like the different chains like Polygon, or maybe not Polygon, but like Phantom and a few other chains. I don't know if there's any updates on that, or is everything just focused on testnet?
Oh, that change is already in for it has been in.
I'm not a developer. There hasn't. Yeah. That's already in. So
what chains? So what other chains are out there besides Ethereum then that you've released? I know it's all in. Testnet stages, but the Phantom, and then I can't remember the other ones you said.
There's Mumbai, but from Polygon testnet. There's Binance, and then there's going to be there's Avalanche as well. And I think that's all that I put in. And I put Grilly, but that's EVM based.
Yeah, and there's several ETH testnets in there. Some of those have already been in there, but some of them were added additionally. Curly, Kovan, Robston, and Rinkeby are all in there. Might be one I'm forgetting, but I think that's all of them.
Kiln?
I don't think Kiln's in there.
I don't think that's in there.
Just because I have a ton of ETH on Kiln and I couldn't use it.
I did see a notification that with the upcoming merge that the Rinkeby testnet is going to be deprecated. Just it may impact people's assets or getting new Rinkeby, but
Rinkeby's actually it's actually like a proof of work mined one, and it was useful in that regard because it was like a more accurate simulation of how things actually worked on mainnet, but it's not going to be necessary shortly. So
okay, makes sense.
I think they're turning it off at the end of the year or something, so we'll be done with testnet before that happens. Shipping update, GridPlus update on how many are sold and next shipping dates for those that haven't received.
Yeah, mine is stuck at customs.
Dan's
Sorry,
working on a batch today. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, I was just looking at the total sold. I think it's about 100 have been sold so far. I'm working on a batch today to ship out the last dozen or so orders that were made in the past week or so.
Do you typically plan on just shipping them out once a week, like on a Friday?
Yeah, that's my plan for now. Fill them on or package them up on Thursday and ship them out on Friday for the foreseeable future. We'll probably want to pick an end date for that so that we're not shipping stuff right at the end of the testnet window and causing a confusion. But for at least the next 2 weeks, that's my plan.
It may go without saying that we have a goal to sell out all the kits, but maybe comms can make a concerted effort on that last 10 days of promoting it so we do sell out, max out the participant numbers, and also unload some equipment. I don't know.
Yeah, I would say that's a good goal. And I'd say don't wait until the last 10 days. Just get them out as soon as we can.
And also, if we get down to the last handful, we should probably use those as I know initially, Mickey wanted to earmark some for press or specific developers. We can probably just push people that we think would be value adds and send out the last handful. Developers that we would love to get. We want to twist their arms to put eyes on the project. So if we get there in another 2 weeks, we can probably just ship all those out.
Yeah, I don't think Mickey's on at the moment, but if someone from comms wants to chat with him, and we do have media kits we want to send out, just someone let me know what the destinations are, and I can get those out too.
Yeah, we definitely will.
Okay. Project development, DAO, PM, Scrum Master, open discussion. Okay, yeah. So I brought this up, and I feel like half the people hate the idea and half the people like the idea, but there is no in between here. So maybe I'm not trying to cause drama here, but I'm not sure what everyone's thoughts are here. But the thing, so I work with the development team in my actual job, and I see the ability of project managers and using agile framework and everything. I also think that would be really beneficial just so the DAO also knows. And if the DAO and GridPlus ever start developing two different things at the same time, we still can manage that. So I guess I just wanted everyone's gut reactions to the idea of that. And then I didn't even know if GridPlus would be open to having an outside party so entwined with what's going on.
I would be in favor of it if there was more people other than just GridPlus writing software for the DAO. But if it's just GridPlus and you hire on a DAO or a PM for the DAO, well, then it's just a PM that's telling us what to do without actually being in our chain of command at GridPlus. So it kind of wouldn't work out. So I am very anti this idea at the moment.
Okay.
Yeah, I basically agree with that take. If there were, a coordination problem with multiple development teams in the future, then yeah, I'd be open to something like that.
Then I will table this until a better time.
I could see that being valuable down the road, though, and I get the impetus behind it. But yeah, got to defer to Nate and Dan on this one, and I agree. Will be useful when we have other teams that want to compare notes, hopefully in the not too distant future.
Yeah, I would say, priority would be to get some more product development going within the DAO, and then, once that's in existence, we can worry about coordination between us.
Okay, and I think that is all that's all we have on our thing here. Does anyone else have questions directly related to the product or the testnet? Is there anything the devs want to talk about that we haven't brought up that we should know?
I'd just like to mention that the Windows installer is out there, and I worked very hard. And Windows is a very shitty system to work in. And this thing was totally bullshit for a long time, but now it works and it's good. And I implore you to go out, buy a Windows computer, download the MSI installer package, install Phonon on it, and then take the Windows computer back
and shove it straight down the fucking.
Shove it wherever you want. This is the privacy of your own home. That's none of my business. But I want you owning that computer, installing Phonon, and then shoving it.
Well, then I'll just.
I look forward to your updated installer.
Yeah.
Good job, Nate.
I was gonna say I'll bother you for when is versioning coming, but I'll give you like a couple weeks before I start poking you about that.
Oh, and I'll need the couple weeks. Don't worry.
It'll come out with PlayStation 7.
Weeks, not months.
Yeah. The I don't know. It to me, I think it's very nice to have that going. So I appreciate the time you put into that, Nate. Thank you.
Yeah, a great feature. Should also be noted, Nate got that graphical configuration for the telemetry key in there earlier this week. So I just wanted to make sure you guys had a chance to go over that, so we know how to tell people to install the telemetry key if they're getting started.
If I delete my telemetry key, will it now re-pop up so I can actually witness the glory of it?
If you delete the whole file. Yeah, the whole file, it will. Yeah.
Okay.
Just make sure you save your key.
And then other questions. So I ran through this with you guys a long time ago, and I made my telemetry key, but I only registered one of my cards at once. What happens if I go and try to redo my telemetry key?
That is an interesting thing. If you register another card, it will register them both to your reward address, and then it'll generate a new telemetry key. Use the new telemetry key.
Got it. Okay.
And then the logs will still go to the right place, but that's just a weird. I have a reissuance mechanism so that if you lose your telemetry key, you can get another one by going through the process again. But yeah, that's
okay. Yeah, I'm fine with a brand new one.
Make sure you use the same rewards address. Otherwise, things could get tricky.
Okay. Well, I think that is probably the end of the product call. So if you guys have to get back to